Hi guys, Puddin here with a game for you in my Tier 10 French cruiser, the Henry V. I know I made a mistake with my Nelson saying that was Tier 10 when it is a Tier 7 British battleship. Now that I've corrected that, my captain skills are going to be Priority Target, Expert Marksman, Last Stand, Basics of Survivability, Superintendent, IFHE, and Concealment. My modules are going to be Protect My Main Battery, longer lasting speed boost, better aiming, faster get up and go, concealment, and longer range with my main battery. Now, I know some people are going to be like, last stand on a cruiser? Yes, I've had my rudder and my engines knocked out, mainly my rudders knocked out on my French cruisers all throughout the line, way too often to where I said, screw it, last stand is more important. Now, the thing about the Henry is it's kind of a damage farmer. That's what it excels at. It excels at long range burning ships down. Now I have IFHE kind of for the lulls, and this is partially some of my clan battle build. Really the IFHE is the only thing I put on for clan battles. Other than that, it's I just left it on because I figured I don't know where to put those 2 points, but enough about speculating about builds. Especially with the IFHE, you're pretty much going to be damage farming, burning battleships, and I don't believe in demo expert anymore. It's either yes or no for the fire chance, is what it really boils down to. Yes, a 3% chance is a little bit higher, but I've had games in like my Zal that's running demo expert, and I've walked away with 200 hits and I've only had 10 fires, and then I play something like this and I walk away with like 12 fires. So that's my line of thinking on why no demo expert. I'm sure somebody in the chat is going, or comments going to ask below. Now, as you can see, I am taking an aggressive approach to A because, well, old habits die hard, and really we haven't spotted anything over here. But I really wanted to give Tedster the support of my AA, and is North Carolina pulling a gammy? Like, I don't understand. It looked like the North Cal was just straight up reversing, and I just don't know why. Now we see torpedoes, and you know what, I'm gonna try to get out of the way, but this is some of the reason why I go with longer range, is because my turrets can traverse. If I had reload, I probably never would have been able to get that shot off. Now I actively did switch to AP for that. I'm switching back to AP now. Expert marksman wouldn't really help me here unless I fully let it load up, and you know what, the 1 or 2 second delay I'm fine with. Gonna take a blind shot on where I think the gearing is. Oh, sorry about that, guys, but you know what, kind of taking the mentality of, you know, like, what would I do if I was in a Zao or, you know, any sort of real, I mean, this is a good fire starter, but you know what, I'm just trying to spread the love of fires around. The nice thing about the Henry is you really can play with your engine throttle a little bit better than some of the other ships, because you do have that engine boost on, which, you know, helps even more of get up and go. I wouldn't per se you need the module, but yeah, I have it for one. I don't have the engine boost running. Now the North Carolina finally starts taking big steps forward, it looks like, so all of my shells are going to miss. Well, I reverse into these guys, and that's the one thing I do like about the ranges. It's not going to take much for me to dodge their shells. Well, it's not going to take much for them to dodge my shells either. It's a double-edged sword. hitting a battleship is a lot easier than hitting a cruise right range, but still you can avoid little movements from the battleship. You can manage to avoid a lot of the shells. I'm starting to have a loss of words, guys. Now, you always hear me say you gotta fight for one cap. You need to get one cap because one cap will let you stay in the game, even if you are starting to get, down on the ships. There's an awful lot of the enemy team over here, and there's an awful lot of us over here. But we do have a numerical advantage at sea, but unfortunately, our DD is not in the game. I'm going to suspect that something came up when this game started and this gentleman had to go take care of it because he will be in the game later. But that is really hurting our team right now because right now we have the DD advantage, but we don't have the DD advantage because one DD's not here. Now, the guys at sea are doing an excellent job of getting it, but I don't know what kind of health they're trading or what is going on over there. Now, the one thing about the Henry that I've been neglecting when I do play it is actually using my reload boost consumable. So you may see me pop this a little bit more, and it's just because I usually neglect it. Like if I go to port and I still have all 4 or 5 of them, I don't know how many I get. I pretty much just wasted all of them. I wasted a potential damage. I wasted a potential destroying a ship. That's usually when I'll try to use it, is when somebody puts out one fire and I'll try to use it again. Or somebody's low, I'm going to use it. But sometimes I just don't. Now, we kind of lost the ships over here. Some have retreated, some have just died. So I don't want to be center of attention. Even though the French do have low spaced armor, it's a republic and there's a gammy, and those guys like the lulls. So I really don't want to be anywhere over here. But the one thing about the republic, because I am running IFHE, means I can make this guy's life a living hell. Now, unfortunately, I have a gearing behind me, and I have defensive fire. The reason I run defensive fire is so I can kind of run alone. But I really don't spec too much into AA for the ship, just defensive fire, and I'm hoping to be okay, as I believe the Yami took shots in on me. Maybe didn't do much. But the biggest threat to me right now is the Yamato. And, this is where, like, I need to tell myself, I need to use the reload booster. I need to kill this guy. I also should have been firing AP at him a couple times, but then again, I wanted to get the fires before I switched to AP, and I wanted to make sure he was burning. You know what, just to kind of do double damage to him, get the nice pens from the AP, along as with the fire damage. Didn't realize there were torps coming in, and I saw it was friendly, and then I looked just to double check to make sure it wasn't potentially the gearings. But I do have a couple fires burning on this guy, and I managed to look behind, and of course here comes more gearing torps. Now guys, if you're a tier 8 carrier, you're in a tier 10 game, and you're about mid to late games, and there's one destroyer left, you kind of know where he's at. When you have your rockets, go look for him. You're not hurting your team, you're actually benefiting your team. And especially if somebody spots him and then doesn't, you're going to have a better idea of where he is. But simply going and finding that DD helps immensely. I am going to take an awful lot of unnecessary damage because our CV is not spotting or trying to spot the gearing. As a matter of fact, I don't even know where his planes are or what he is doing right now. To me, it looks like he's just given up, and I'm hoping that this fire lasts on the Yami and will finish him before he gets shells off on me. But I'm turning on my guns because I forgot the gearing really was behind me. Because, I mean, like I said, right now, I don't... What is our carrier doing? I mean, our DD is still not in the game. Like, we've played 10 minutes without a second destroyer. This guy could have made all the difference in the world right now. But, of course, I'm going to focus on the replub. Because, you know what? We need to get rid of this gentleman as quick as possible. I believe we're going to have some French-on-French action. Or unless that gentleman's still looking at the Ibuki, which for whatever reason is all the way over there. As the repump manages to go dark, I'm still trying to put distance between myself and this gearing. And you know what? While this gearing is sending torps at the worst possible angle, I am notorious for always overturning anyways. So right here, I take a little bit of I take unnecessary damage because I overturned. That's my fault for overturning. But now I got a Missouri in front of me. This Wooster, what do we have to say about Woosters other than these guys just get all the luck, it seems, until you play it and then you just get blapped. But, you know what? Because we didn't see planes from our carrier for so long, our carrier wasn't participating. I didn't even bother to ask him to go look for the DD. And luckily for me, the Missouri is not paying attention. Now, Tedster really can't afford to bump the gearing. Because if he bumps the gearing, there's a good chance the gearing is going to kill him. And that's going to severely hurt us even more. Oh, look, the YY moved. I wonder if it's actually a bot program. But luckily, somebody finally spots the gearing, and I'm going to take some shots in on him. Because, you know what, we need to get rid of this guy. I mean, nobody's been, you know, he hasn't been shot at until pretty much just done an error. Now, with C still being held, you know, we can still easily win this game. This game's not out of the realm of us losing, but you know, our carrier is going to make some, you know, pretty much our carrier, like, nobody's going to try to go spot the gearing. You're a carrier, just spot him, and here we go. I'm trying to make my turn because, you know what, I had to push in a little bit. More gearing torps I'm eating. See the Wooster, going to take a shot in on him. But unfortunately, here's another ship nobody's been able to do a lot of damage to. And then, while I am relatively close to some other ships, I have my defensive fire. And guess what? The guy still gets in on a bomb hit. And he gets a really nice bomb hit. It's at this point I realize I need to be closer to these guys in order for A to be effective, but dude, to Lexington, you've got your freaking rockets up. Why are you not going after a lone gearing? Why are you pushing into a Wooster into Seattle? Guys, if you're a Tier 8 carrier, you really need to pay attention. Okay? If you're making mistakes like this, you know, like, spot the DD. You don't get the bonus EXP for winning if you don't win. You know, this game is coming down to the wire. Like, we have one cap. That one cap is keeping us in the game. There are a bunch of low ships on their side, and we have a bunch of low health ships. So, if we can get rid of some of these guys relatively easily, while preserving our health, that's going to be even better. Now my speed boosters start turning, and I turn into these because it's going to whip my butt around to hopefully miss these torpedoes, and I missed these torpedoes. Now it looks like our YY finally manages to find the gearing, but you know, from all the damage he took from the Missouri, really going to be a tough gun battle. Now, of course, I get radared here, and I'm pulling back because, you know, it's a North Cal in there. Unfortunately, I'm radared. Thank God these rockets aren't going to do anything significant as far as damage. Because, you know what, I'm already hurt. Now, I'm trying to set up on the North Cal, but I do believe something is going to get the North Cal, or not sure, but you know what, I am setting up for the North Cal. I'm sorry for kind of losing my train of thought, guys, but I see the YY smoke, and I'm like, oh, I can use the smoke for a little bit. At least I can use my defensive fire, or use my defensive fire. I can use my AA against Lexington and not get spotted, and try to get rid of some of these planes. As the Worcester manages to finish off our DD, as the North Cal is running away, and these torps are kind of a preemptive strike maybe against the Worcester, but I hit my reload booster because, you know what, I need that North Cal dead before he could potentially do something to me. Now, I don't exactly want to show this guy full broadside because he did show an aptitude of knowing what AP is, especially at this range, and, you know, and he can eat me alive as this guy's just outplaying me, plain and simple. I'm getting outplayed by this guy because I'm sort of in freaking panic mode. I'm sort of, I can feel the pressure building on me, and it's affecting my gameplay. Like, when you're in situations like this, guys, try to remain calm. I know it's not easy. I'm telling you right now, I'm doing everything I can to remain calm, and it just seems like it's not working. The last thing I want to do is push into a Worcester, but why the hell did I turn around? And luckily, it was Oni said, what are you doing pushing into the Worcester? Turn and get distance. Now, it's really going to be up to our Montana to deal with the Repub, but if we can get rid of this Worcester, Ted should be able to get a cap. I can turn around and help with the Repub, possibly be getting B cap while Ted gets A cap. But unfortunately for me, the Worcester doesn't come out broadside, but he is turning a little bit, and you know what? I overshot. This guy's going slow, and I noticed that, and he picked up, and it's like, oh, please, you know what? This needs to be the shot of death, and yay. Those shells pretty much did nothing to help out my cause. They gave me a fancy medal that really doesn't mean crap to me. I might have been better off just sticking with the HE instead of going to the AP, but Worcester outplayed me, plain and simple. Pretty much at that part, along with, you know what, the pressure just getting to me. There's 52 seconds, guys. Really nothing else is going to happen. So with that, we are going to check out the post-battle results. Now, I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. Sorry about that, I had a cough. But I wanted to show this because sometimes, no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you try to take the mantle up and lead your team to victory, it just doesn't always work out for you. This is a team-oriented game, and you need to remember that you either win as a team or you will lose as a team. The Henry's known for being a damage farmer, but I was still doing everything I can to try to help my team win by shooting at the correct targets at the right time. Now, with that being said, I just want to say Sneaky is taking a small hiatus because he's dealing with family issues. I don't know if it's my place to say anything beyond that, but if you guys can give Sneaky some well wishes in the comments down below, I know that would make him feel better. Please remember to check out our favorite streamers. The links for all of them are in the description down below. We do appreciate all the support you guys do give us. We do love the replays you give us. The email is also in the description down below. Please remember to compliment good teamwork, good team play. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have yourselves one heck of a great day.